G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists in Australia do what they do.
Hi Amelia, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. How have you been?
Good, thank you.
Let me just close this door for us. Get some privacy here, I think. Viewers, I'd like to introduce you to Amelia Batchelor. We're going to be spending the day with Amelia today, and she's going to be showing us what she does as far as her work is concerned, and also some of the other really great creative processes that she goes through with as well. She's really diverse artist and very talented. So we're going to talk about some of this stuff, and then I'd say in the middle of the break we'll go through and do some painting.
Yep,
Sound
sounds good.
Excellent. Let's go and have a look at some of this work.
Okay.
Well, Amelia, you've obviously been a practicing artist for some time, but as we can see by these pieces here, you do a wide range of things, but you actually opened up your own gallery, haven't you? So it's really like a gallery studio, and you've come down from Brisbane to this beautiful area here.
Yep.
You wanted to get away, or what was the story?
I just wanted a mountain sea change, I guess.
Yeah.
City life, it's great because I was graphic designer there in Brisbane City within a corporate firm.
Yeah.
And really just wanted to get away from that rat race. Yeah.
It's too much for you, was it?
Yeah.
But I mean, your creative ability is just extraordinary, and I just love these pieces. They're just so whimsical. I think they're wonderful. But tell me a little bit more about this piece here. This is I realised after looking at it for a while it was actually a bird. But you know, you're an artisan, you're a craftsperson, you're an artist. That's amazing. What's it actually made out of?
I love recycling. And yeah, I got invited to do this exhibition all about the environment, so I made it all out of coffee cups.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's coffee cups, paper, and then all the inside is it's all about the albatross babies. The mothers bring back all the human waste.
Sure.
and yeah.
Yes, it's a very confronting piece to say the least, without a doubt. And what about some of these other people? I noticed that with this particular one over here that you've got, let me just grab that, you've got like bird skulls that you've put together. I mean, they're really great pieces, but what is it, a mutton bird?
It's a mutton bird from the Great Ocean Road.
It's amazing.
So I love to sort of travel around in different sort of, nature, pick up things that I find. I'm always collecting many things.
It's really cool. I mean, this one here, I mean, it's a paper mache, and you've taken a number of other bits and pieces and put it together?
Kids' toys. I collect,
whatever you can get hold on.
I go to garage sales and collect kids' toys.
So you're a bit of a hoarder, are you?
Yes, I am. I have cupboards full of things.
But the stuff's quite extraordinary, it really is. It's just amazing. Well, Amelia, I just love this piece here. I think it is just it's really cool. How did you go about putting this together?
I use plaster casting, plaster bandages, moulded off a Buddha vase, one of my collected Buddhas in the house.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the two-sided, two-face harlequins. And the arms are actually from my son's toy box, Masters of the Universe, and candle holders, and I just like to use lots of things. And
it's Masters of Millie's art now.
Yeah.
So I mean, these colours are quite vibrant. What sort of paint are you using on that?
It's all acrylic, just
amazing,
acrylic.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
and
really
plaster. I sort of use the wire inside. We've got a spider.
Does the spider come?
Yeah, I know. We've got a spider.
The four-legged spider.
It's its home.
But it's a great piece. It really is. I think it's just wonderful. So, and some of these other ones as well. I mean, these are sort of like little storybooks in themselves. That looks like a little bit of
Power shell.
Is that? Yeah, that's. Well, you're originally from New Zealand, aren't you?
New Zealand, yes.
So, well, that's an abalone shell, basically.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
they call them paua.
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful to eat too, by the way. So.
Yep.
But once again, can you explain this to me as well?
I just, I've always liked the native Indian. I went to America for a short stint, and just have a lot of collected things from the Indians.
Okay.
I guess I just like that sort of symbolism.
So, and what I mean, particularly with your art, because your art is so diverse, what really stimulates you to do what you do? I mean, there's obviously a lot that goes on. You were telling me at one stage on the phone that it was really just a journey for you.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no particular way you want to do it. You just want to keep doing it.
I get it really quite mixed up sometimes because I have so many ideas, but and I usually have 3 or 4 things on the go. And painting's just not enough for me. I have to, use sculpt, and I make furniture, and I do lots of things.
It's amazing. I mean, you sort of walk in, it's only a little space. When she's got the gallery and the studio, it's Amelia's art if you want to look it up on the web, of course, but it's just a sensational little area that she set up, and a really magnificent setting as well. But I think we're going to go along and start on a piece with you, and then go through that for the rest of the day, and you're going to tell us how you do what you do, which is what this is all about.
Yep.
Let's go to the easel. Okay, Amelia. Well, it's amazing. I'm just sort of looking at this at the moment. But this is what you're going to be doing today. But you're set up in here with your easel and your store. It's really a studio gallery, and there's little people come up and.
Yep, nose prints on the glass. I'm always cleaning it.
That's great. But you've also got a graphic design background as well.
Yes, been a graphic designer since I was about 18, really. So quite a long time.
That's amazing. You don't look that old.
Yeah.
You really don't. But what I'm just going to show you, audience, is that what Amelia does is obviously because of her graphic design background, and she's actually put this. And what's actually this called here?
It's a transparency.
Okay. Well, she's actually designed this picture herself. And obviously it's very, very difficult if you don't have computer knowledge, but for all those young people out there, you could obviously do this, and then from there you actually take that particular transparency and then you actually do a mock-up, don't you? So
no, it's actually the other way around.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I sketch this one.
Oh, okay.
Scan it in, and then I kind of can move things around.
It's amazing, but and then you just simply look at that, and then you just draft it on, or do you copy that on somehow? You just actually just draw it on?
I've got a overhead projector, one of the old school ones from school,
Sneaky.
from the classroom.
Very cool.
And it just basically just with the light on it, and then I just sketch up.
So you basically just take the transparency and put it on top of that then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So we're going to, and you've actually made a start on this particular one here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to follow through with Amelia today, the way that she mixes her colours. They're really vibrant paintings. I mean, she's got some soft turquoisines and some mauves. It's just a wonderful way to put your work together. But let's go and have a look at this, and we'll get started on it.
Okay.
Great. Okay, Amelia. Well, we've gone from the projector section.
Yep.
And we're going to obviously work on the picture now. I see that you've got two paints there. You've got the Joe Sonia and what is it, the Chroma?
Yeah. I really like the Joe Sonias. The colours are really quite different to the others. They're not as bright, but they just sort of have a really nice tones together.
Okay. And it looks like, I mean, from what I've seen with your work, it looks like you're an artist that actually really works from the tube. I mean, I know that there are a lot of artists that actually do that as well, but you're a lady that just basically says that's the colour I want, you go for it.
I do. I end up blending it all once I've got it on my palette, but I start out with these base colours, and usually all the line work and things are just the straight out of the tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So well, it's all yours.
Great.
Okay, viewers, while Millie's continuing to work, we're going to duck away and go for a commercial break, and we'll see you shortly. welcome back, viewers. We're going to join Emilia again, and I think she's got a new technique that you want to take us through, haven't you?
Yeah, I need to put it on a flat surface just to do a bit
All right.
of that.
This particular technique here, I can see you've got a spray bottle. What do we do with the spray bottle and why is it there?
I just want to get a really nice watery effect on some of the background pieces.
Yeah.
Basically just let the paint go where it wants to go.
So you just sort of...
Yeah, I just kind of spray in.
Okay. It really, I don't know, what is it, just sort of acts as a transporter for the colour, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I just like the...
So there's just a hell of a lot of water on there
Yeah.
than what it would normally be.
And it probably won't look like much now, but I'll just keep
It'll
blending
be pretty
it.
spectacular in the end. So is this something that you use a lot in your paintings?
Yeah, it is actually. I like just having that sort of natural dribbling effect. And I like actually seeing that canvas texture and
Come through
come through.
as
not,
well.
Not,
Do you ever use, say, impastos or some sort of gesso underneath to build it at all?
sometimes, yeah. With this one, it's not one of. It's not. You know, I didn't make this canvas myself. I just pre-bought one, but.
Okay. And can you, I mean, you've actually done that once, so do you use the spray bottle again at all?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Even once it dries, I can still work with it. So,
Okay.
I sort of like to
Oh, I see.
not really. I'll just keep layering it really until I get
Yeah.
how I want it.
So you're actually just going to use looks pretty cool. You're using the effect of the white really. It's more like you've used acrylics like watercolour.
Yeah. But I like to sort of have a few different things going on, like, you know, real smooth. When I do the girl, it'll be, you know, real sort of smooth built up paint, but this one's more sort of organic, I guess. It's a bit... you can hardly see where you've actually painted the water, but...
It's something you want to do standing outside.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a bit messy. And sometimes just that dry brush. Once the water dries up, I just sort of keep working at it.
Very cool. As you can see, Emilia's kept working on this, and obviously there's a real great effect starting to come through for her. It's that dribbling you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you can actually pick. Is that actually picking those other colours up again?
Yeah.
So you can. That's really just if you would spray that and get that wet, you can really reinvigorate the paint again.
That's it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I really do love this paint.
Yeah. It's just like, well, there it is, ready to go again. I mean, normal acrylics would have been dried and you couldn't do a thing with them.
Yeah. And I like to go over and over things.
So
Obviously.
we move on to the next section,
Yep.
which is?
I'll just do some more painting of put some more colour into it, really.
Okay.
Yep.
So tell me more about your collection of skulls.
It's a little bit strange and morbid.
It's slightly bizarre, to say the least. So,
I guess I just like the whiteness of the bones and
there's something primeval about skulls.
yeah, there is. You just have a nice texture and to paint on them too. I also paint on palm fronds, which are a beautiful canvas to paint on. I paint masks with those.
Yes, we're just sort of showing some of those palm fronds right now. They're pretty spectacular as well. But I heard you saying that There's a dead fox down there.
There is.
You have to leave that one there for a while.
People leave. I had a lady in the shop and she said, we have all these bones at home, and she said, don't be surprised if you find a bag of bones on the doorstep, it'll be from me. I was like, thank you.
My husband will be in there as well. So once again, I mean, you're sort of fairly light with your paint as well. I mean, from where I can see, you use a lot of the canvas to do a lot of the light work for you.
Yeah.
It really is sort of like watching a watercolour artist, but upright instead of laying down.
And a lot of the, you know, like the outside lines, I do fill in later with, you know, kind of like an outline.
It's very striking. Well, what we might do is, obviously Amelia's got a lot to do with this, so we might let her just continue to work for a while, and then sort of catch up with her in a half an hour or so and see how she keeps on to developing in this. Well, welcome back, viewers. As you can see, Amelia's really made some quite extraordinary progress on the painting, and she's swapped to a much smaller brush and obviously putting in some really fine lines now.
Yep.
And I mean, how many of those would you put in? There's quite a few of them, isn't there?
There is. It just really just keeps going, and I like to join everything up as well. So, it's kind of like the veins of Mother Nature.
Looks like a giant membrane.
Yeah.
Really is really cool.
Everything's
and
connected.
This here, I mean, where's the idea of this actually come from?
Just kind of like like a sea mollusk or a sea anemone, something.
Okay.
I really just like to bring in lots of different elements of nature and.
Well, I mean, because that's really part of a lot of the collecting you do as well, isn't it? With the shells and the skulls and everything else. You can really see that sort of coming into your work right about now.
Yeah.
It's just quite extraordinary, it really is.
I like to go wandering and take photos and.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it really seems to be one of those paintings that just simply has a life force of its own.
Yeah.
And you're just sort of guiding the brush to a place that makes it come alive a little bit more. But it's really looking quite amazing. So how long do you think you've probably got left on that now?
Probably another day or so.
Okay.
Really, just sort of working at it.
And what other techniques are you going to use? I mean, I've noticed that you sort of paint sort of fairly flat. A lot of artists use impastos and things like that, but you just enjoy the flat surface?
I really love the texture of the canvas itself.
The black, are you going to use any other, I can see that you've got some blues in there as well, but that black line seems to be pretty predominant in a lot of these type of pictures for you. And the more you look at it, you know, with the spirals and the things, it looks like it's a collectible of a whole bunch of things. It's a bit like your life. It's sort of like bringing all that stuff together like a wandering gypsy. Would that be right?
I do have, you know, when I was growing up, we moved around a lot with Mum and Dad, I guess. We lived in caravan parks all over the country. And I just always collected things, so I am a bit of a gypsy, if you put it that way. Yeah, and I guess all the things that I paint are all about the collection of things all connecting.
Yeah, it's obvious to see it. It really is amazing. So, you officially haven't opened the gallery, but you said you wanted to open it on the 11th of the 11th, 2011.
I do.
It's a pretty cool date.
It's a great number.
How are you going and progressing towards it?
Getting there. I just have a few things to do with the actual building, just getting, you know, benches and things ready. And yeah, a few more paintings and getting some marketing done, yeah.
Yeah, well hopefully the Colour in Your Life series is going to help, of course.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Going Australia wide with it. So lots of people are going to see what you're doing, and the gallery is in the little town of Murwillumbah.
It's a great little town.
You're actually one of the closer artists that we've actually done. Great little town, beautiful area. It really is quite an extraordinary place, and your gallery takes pride of place in this town as well. So, and I think you're probably one of the only galleries that's available here now as well.
Apart from the mainstream,
the big one,
the big one, and the Caldera one, which is just open too.
Sure. So, but it's exciting stuff and some great things happening for you. It's really great.
Thanks. We just keep working with different areas and building it up. Some areas will be quite bare, but others more layered.
Do you ever put any of the thick or the thicker paint on? Because it's a real washed effect. It looks great.
Yeah.
But some artists they got like some of like Ben Quilty for a start. Hope Ben doesn't like normally using his name, but Ben the paint's so thick. I think he must go through about 58 tubes of paint just to do one painting. So, but that's not something that interests you at all?
I have done paintings like that.
Yeah.
But, lots of different work. At the moment, I'm just sort of seem to be attracted to this style of work.
So much more. Are you going to sort of continue this idea into this area here as well?
I will.
And I mean, if you spray that once again, I mean, obviously we're just with if you had some water on, say, this area here.
Yeah.
Does it do that again, or will you actually break that away again, or is there a drying time for it?
Yeah, I mean it pretty much dries straight away unless I use the retarder, but I can rework.
So I could have put water on it.
It does take a little bit of.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Oh, but it is coming up.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Wonderful. So, well, what we're going to do, Millie, is we're going to leave you to finish this off. From what I can see, looking at the other pictures around the room, we're probably going to use some type of varnish over this to finish off, which really does bring the colours up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It relives everything, makes it more vibrant.
Yeah.
Usually just a matte. Don't usually use a lot of gloss varnishes, but too much shine. But yeah, just something to protect it.
Wonderful. And you have your show coming up on the 11th of the 11th of the 11th, which is is it Armistice Day? I think it is. So that will be a very exciting time for you as well.
A night to remember.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if we can get here, we absolutely will as well. But I'd really like to thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful. You're an incredibly talented woman.
Thank you.
And I hope all the viewers out there will obviously understand that as we've gone through. And if you want to see more of these amazing artists, and as I've said, remember, this is really about education. It's about getting into the minds of these people and finding out how they do what they do. And I think it's extraordinary. I learn something new every time I do this. And if you want to see more of the artists, or even inquire about the paintings or anything about any of the people that you see on this series, you can come to colorinyourlife.com.au and we'll forward the messages on, or you can talk to us and we'll take it from there. But as I say, remember, make sure you put some colour in your life. See you next time.
Mm-hmm.